Hello viewer, welcome to Multimedia Plus online television and to another edition of our broadcast. Our top stories. Sierra Leone celebrates its 59th independence anniversary in the midst of coronavirus pandemic. Strong women, strong girls in partnership with Beauty with Brains donate sanitary pads to girls at Aberdeen Community. Ogu Farmers Association calls on government through the Ministry of Agriculture to empower farmers in the country. Now all of these stories and more are lined up in today's news broadcast. I am Eustace Victor Jones. And now for our news in details. 59 years ago, Sierra Leone gained independence. The day is annually celebrated throughout the country as a public holiday. But things look different this year as a result of the lingering coronavirus outbreak. Here is a report. Independence Day celebrations in Sierra Leone are always preceded by an eve of lantern parades along the streets of her capital, Freetown. Each of these masterpieces of art portray a detailed history of the events that led to the country's independence from British colonial rule. On Independence Day, the streets of Freetown are invariably graced with a riveting demonstration of masquerades in front of a sea of jubilant audience. But this year's is different. It's a direct irony compared to previous years. The streets are deserted and everyone is indoors. The presence of the novel coronavirus has terrified the country. For over 16 decades, the country was predominantly administered by a British colonial rule as an emissary to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Led by her first Prime Minister, Sir Milton Augustus Streby Magai, Sierra Leone gained independence on April 27, 1961. But what do members of the public make of the country's 59th independent anniversary? With the novel coronavirus hanging over the country, it is hardly one could call this a celebration, rather a mild reflection. Multimedia Plus online television. Eustace Victor Jones. As the fight against COVID-19 intensifies in Sierra Leone, the Deputy Youth Commissioner has called on youths across the country to champion the fight against COVID-19. He spoke more in this interview with my colleague Anthony Vande.
Speaking to the Deputy Youth Commissioner, Emerson Kamara, he said they are empowering and supporting youth with various skills in different communities, and that youth have an important role in the fight against COVID-19. And more so the reason why the Commission has a District Youth Council in all districts for the youth to champion the fight against COVID-19. Emerson Kamara furthered that social mobilization and contact tracing are very important in the fight against COVID-19 virus. That's why youth are the one doing the job. Emphasize
what Sierra Leone population is made up of young people, them plenty, a larger percentage of them. But interestingly, now that the young people themselves get a whole lot for play into the fight against this pandemic, and that is why at each district level, we get the district youth council involved in the structure set currently by government for make sure they champion the fight of this virus. At the end of the day, we know say at the level they saw in the virus in war, we therefore be very mindful of social mobilization and also contact tracing. And all of that one day, the young people are involved in making sure we do that. So as a commission, as a sector, we responsibility now for mobilizing young people. We actually don't go around the country where we don't make young people realize say, this is a fight, a war way. Now we the young people will champion and definitely they don't embrace that and then they make sure say they give the whole into the district structures that we would don't form across the country. So as we talk so now, each district you get a whole lot of young people in their structure that they championing this fight. In the aspect of social mobilization, this it actually involves a whole lot of things, one of the key things in social mobilization, and for actually try to put the mechanism in place, now the communities, now the borders, all across the country, for make people then they are aware, let people know say this particular sick, now sick very dangerous. But one of the key challenges the way they currently now the denial factor. So if the structure, that mobilization way we go through now, we don't get a structure across the district chiefdom level, it don't do for like then champion the awareness raising for make people they understand, say, you know what, yes, this sick they in our community for acceptance. So basically that's on one side of them. The other side of them for see how best we can able to put yourself together and actually understand the dynamics behind this virus, not only about the virus, the sick, but we also get key other issues that way. Now, burning issue. If you want this kind of setting of we country, now side we get majority of people that way they live on a day-to-day basis. So, what thing we try for do and try for analyze and for how best we can able to put yourself together and making sure measures they not also affect the livelihood of people because that's a key aspect. So I think say the level we did now so this sick now a level side who for able no say yes. Apart from the sick, we also get livelihood problem because the majority of Sierra Leoneans they live on a day-to-day basis. So
Emerson Kamara furthered that social mobilization and contact tracing are very important in the fight against COVID-19 virus. That's why youth are the one doing the job. Emphasizing Commission's responsibility in mobilizing people on conducting tours across the country to strengthen the fight against COVID-19. As the Commission continues to put measures in place that will not affect the livelihood of people during the COVID-19 pandemic, it is worth noting that the National Youth Commission was formed by an Act of Parliament with the sole responsibility of providing opportunities, promoting skills and creativity for the youth in order to promote national development. Reporting for Multimedia Plus Online Television, I am Anthony Vandi.
Strong Women, Strong Girls, in partnership with Beauty with Brains, has held a one-day sensitization with girls at Aberdeen Community on teenage pregnancy. The distribution of sanitary pads to the girls was also featured in the engagement. My colleague Lucy Emenet Aliu was in attendance and now reports.
Strong Women, Strong Girls Sierra Leone, in partnership with Beauty with Brains, has over the weekend donated sanitary items, raised awareness on teenage pregnancy and menstrual hygiene to girls in the Aberdeen community amidst the coronavirus pandemic. The co-founder and executive director of Strong Women, Strong Girls Sierra Leone, Maria Tukaba, said that this engagement is for girls to understand how they can prevent themselves from teenage pregnancy in the time of health crisis.
Strong Girls Salon, in collaboration with Beauty with Brains, another organization where the push woman and girl picking and business go before, we join on today for come work around the community for reach out to the girl picking them where they go school. Being that this is corona time, school low lock. They're dinner house and they're so vulnerable to so many things, them sexual and gender-based violence, because they're dinner house and the potential perpetrators, them people are way ready for do them bad. They're all there in the community together. They're all there now. So we can give them some talk on how they will prevent themselves from teenage pregnancy, as well as help them or give them sanity pad, because these are some of the small things they way them man and boy picking them can fool them with for make them do bad things against them. So basically, we can give them pad. We don't just do, we don't pad donation, as well as we don't give them some talk, preventive tips, how they can stay away from teenage pregnancy. We're not only left to them home, we walk around and talk to some of them caregivers, them, their mama and papa them, as they're waiting at their own safe role for make sure say then girl picking them safe from the corona sick and from teenage pregnancy, and make sure say they're able to ready themselves for go back to school where the corona sick go down and by.
You think so? She said the donation of sanitary pads and the hygiene sensitization is timely. In both normal and abnormal times, girls are challenged with issues of vulnerability.
It's very, very, very timely. Under normal circumstances, girl picking they go through a lot. Yeah, find it really, really difficult for pull money by pad. Instead, then he result for use pieces. Own lapa, own clothes, really hygienic for them. So that then he able to contract boku secret.
The director of Beauty with Brains further explained that menstruation is not a choice. Thus, girls should be proud and not abstain from talking about it. She said that society has displayed menstruation as a taboo, but noted that it is very important for girls to notify their surrounding.
Now, about 800 wounded in action pensioners have staged a peaceful protest for their pensions at the Nassit House in Freetown. Anthony Vande followed up on the story and now reports.
Wounded in Action are a set of ex-soldiers who were wounded in action whilst in their line of duty. There are about 800 members in this organization. In an interview with Multimedia Plus Online TV, Sonny Maka, the public relations officer for the Wounded in Action, said they are on strike for their incentives and they were placed under invalidity pensioners. This, according to Sonny Maka, has undergone a verification process from January 2020.
As we get some incentive them will be they get from them. But this incentive now being under this Wounded in Action, we will go under some medical process, and this medical process, so they may put you under a category of invalidity. You get me, sir? But this invalidity benefit to them, they don't give areas, but they give pension, and this pension they can give na monthly pension they can give when at 250. But now the problem is, Nassit don't pull message. They may notify we for say yes, they want for verify we and do reassessment. But also the problem can they to Nassit now with we. If they do something safe, at least you got to make say the person make like no earlier. How? January, then we don't pull notice say by January all verification, all things go done, the assessment and the verification go done. They would not go through, then they will stop you pension. You get me, sir? But yes, normally or usually we can get this money sometimes this time or before 23rd, then bank is subsidized or some man the bank pay to 27, 28. But when this is an independent month, so they expect say like they don't pay salary, so man and they get them back early. They get me, sir. But now the problem is the medical board they get lapses. How? Me wait to say where they talk to us with sincerity. Because I need to talk because of our players for say now the civil or the journalists and us, please una. We all understand the situation right now in the country, this corona situation. But the problem is the people that can't tell we say we don't left behind for the verification and they can't pay now. So the one they now them don't reassess now, so then they can't pay this month. They just do a normal with them.
Ibrahim Samar, the operational officer for Central Police Division, speaks on the present security status at Nassit. While controlling and maintaining law and order at the scene, they are only placed at the Nassit House to protect and secure lives and properties.
We come because we understand say some fracas they go on here, and we just come there for maintain that there is law and order. And that's what we come here for basically. We do in Central now, and we control Central Division. So when we hear say some ex-combatants come for the pension, and that they about for cause trouble, for cause problem. We come in for let stop them, let them follow the procedure of payment when Nassit get. Because they create an unhealthy environment in the office space. So we ask them, do you let them patient and follow the procedure of payment when Nassit get.
The general manager in charge for public affairs, events and management at Nassit, Usman Kouma, denies allegation made against Nassit by the Wounded in Action, as he went on to describe allegations made against His Excellency President Bio as malicious and unfounded, and that Nassit is doing everything humanly possible in ensuring they give their very best of service to their customers.
The thing is, we pay pension on the 25th of every month, and today we're kind of the 24th. But as a proactive and a responsible administration, we don't already start for pay the pension yesterday. And we pay the pension and through the bank. You know, Nassit will pay pension, we know they interface with the pensioners. They will make sure they will send them pension on the 25th of every month. But because of the circumstance system where they currently, we decide to begin pay the pension on the 23rd. Okay. And if you left me office, I go down a West region with they're in the process of paying the government pensioners. So it's surprising when they can today say then they can for the pension, because in the first instance what they for don't do was then for don't go first now the bank account, various bank accounts. If money not there now, then they say okay, we'll not pay them. But we say what they send the money then at the account, we also get the banks can get their own processes and procedures. You know, Mr. If we send them today, then they will credit at the various accounts. Then I will need action. And the own category now invalidity and benefit to the pay. And because we pay the invalidity, the law will establish now say the first thing they cease for getting invalidity pension, if you not be invalid again, if the medical board don't prove say no, this person not well. Because when I say invalidity pension, it just will be completely and entirely and totally invalid, incapable of engaging in any meaningful economic activity. But as you see them, they're able to work at an office, so that make, once in a while, would they verify them? The medical board, they go prove, say, these people are still invalid. When the medical submit the list to we, the medical board submit the list to we, they will continue for pay. You want to say you know be invalid, they inform you say no, you then say you know invalid again, so you're not entitled to invalidity pension. So that, I don't know how the president of this country will himself like social security. In fact, he's a member of NASIT. We will go see the no more say when I can't give me one, I don't pay pension. Because he says no say if we not pay pension, there will be chaos in this country. So we will not get any information about that, we will not get any idea about, and it's not correct. That is a very wrong information. Allegation, a false allegation is very malicious. It's not correct at all.
He, however, called on all NASIT pensioners to trust the process and called on all those who NASIT pays through banks to check within their various banks before coming to ask for benefit. Reporting for Multimedia Plus Online TV, I am Odra Niambe Sano.
The coordinator of Ogu Farmers Association has, in an interview with Multimedia Plus Online TV, called on government through the Ministry of Agriculture to strengthen them as farmers to produce more rice and vegetables for the public. Anthony Vandi again.
The coordinator for the Ogu Farmers Association, Fatmata Keta, has, in an interview with Multimedia Plus Online Television, called on the government through the Ministry of Agriculture to empower them as farmers, and that over the years, they have been receiving support of different types of seed for plantation from the Chinese people, which has gone a long way in helping them in their farming activities. She added that the Ogu Farmers Association has about 53 acres of land, both for rice and vegetable, which was also developed for them by the Chinese for assorted vegetables suitable for plantation, and that has gone a long way in boosting up their work, taking into consideration that they plant for both seasons to ensure they add value to their production and also provide more food for the people.
During the rain season, we do rice production. During the dry season, we do assorted vegetable production, where inside the part of farm, we do second crop in rice. Also just single rice. We get different varieties of Nerika. We get Nerika L19, we get Nerika L14, we get different type of rice where the Chinese government they supply the farmers them. Well, the Ogu farmers been winning for add value on rice, because since rice now we staple food in Sierra Leone, so we thought and fit say we the woman them come together, we begin add value on the rest with the pamboila, with the process and we package them.
Okay.
Well, we as farmers then we prepare for we do more production. We can go into production now to rice production as we don't begin get the rest. We get for combat this coronavirus, because during the lockdown we begin small problem. Then they can't see if we now farm them, we vegetable them, or we don't plant. People in there for use advantage from people then. So at the end of the day, you find out say this coronavirus don't affect we. What do we plant? We they lost some, and then what do for harvest back? We they lost some.
On his part, the acting block extension supervisor for the Ogu Farmers Association, Moses Jusu, said that as part of his job to supervise the farm, give reports, and monitor the farming activity, he engaged farmers on how to go about their work by conducting trainings for them, from the traditional method of farming to the modernized way of farming.
Also, we do some amount of demonstration During the rainy season, we do demonstration on rice, and we conduct trainings for the farmers then, so that they go look at some certain things them way like the need for change, because they know the traditional method of doing the agriculture. So like we they come and blend the traditional method and the modernized way of doing agriculture, so that when we blend them together, we can get a better production.
All right. They then outline some of the challenges they are faced with as they call on the government to help secure their acres of land to prevent the entering of invaders and land grabbers. Reporting for Multimedia Plus Online Television, I am Anthony Vandi.
Residents within the Aberdeen community have called on government to address some of the challenges they are faced with, including poor drainage system and a limited garbage collection site, amongst others. My colleague Audra Sano visited the Aberdeen community and sent in this report.
As residents within the Aberdeen community continues to face various challenges, the chair lady and other community members expressed their present plight as they call on government to come to their aid in providing them with their basic necessities.
In a businesswoman, in a fisherman, or the fisherman, what they do, they strain, it's a money no day, they get picking them, don't get markets, they strain, don't water business, they wanna win Aberdeen, they strain. So also you go all the money for who gets, where you come, they open for you. You understand, eh? Me, I don't know about this water, I tell me picking. Go for Blanca, go sit. But this gets water, I tell go be in the street. We don't think go stand in the water. You understand, eh? Go see them on the market. So they market some of this. You don't get no decent markets. You want me to talk to Namari Bangula as Aberdeen. You understand, eh? We are the other name, Mari Shoku. Yeah, Mari Shoku. So out of your other money, in the money we. You tell me before say they can't sell. You don't pack. All my for go. You don't understand, eh? When let's the street and they beat you and they take you market and scatter. And they all the money we they confuse you. But what the government say, now they do. No way we go fetch them. You don't understand, eh?
So the markets will not help, but if they help me, they bill and from. I know you will tell me say by months long. I'm not going to make it this, but some of them go up and it for me.
Okay, so I'm saying don't go to lamp.
Don't give me side here, don't give me side down here. Now for help you for me can move now on the left.
Slow, so slow. Because of the way we get sell, it's now so slow. I'm not feel comfortable because of one year and water road. And we know the so pass management of the manager. I need to ask the government.
I get water. As we go poor na streets, I don't go get water. I junction by White House and I don't go get water. Water not there around here. This environment, all no water now. Right up here now, we go get water. You, my government help me. We get toilets, we get pump, lights. But I don't see any more with the stream for. Water problem, we don't get water, we don't get no. And the water mob gonna put at the White House and they will go for go get water for us. We don't get water, we don't get toilet facility. Yes, pass we go where the water kid don't go, we go at the water and the river will go down the bullshit.
The box they operate, as I say, I don't go to council, I don't go to most of the radio them, you know, I don't talk to AYV as well, owner self-cam, I appreciate very much. I don't talk to a lot of people away na big international people and this will be developers, I say, I talk to councils in a market. And as I can show you, these are shops there. The other back, you can see, na shops there. When you check here on the left hand side, we say this mountain up with this green, now market. And the market's not there for me, it's not there for, say, the people of Cape as a whole. It's there for in Sierra Leone. You know, when they say market not for me. But for now, the development on as well, so we don't get a market. I hope say the market that for World Sierra Leone will benefit. Well, we only born dirty. That this dirty, na the foundation as I tell you just now. When it starts from the market, from that market on across, let me say from then church, then they take and down, and this one get dirty box with the bank, the wiggy and proper dirty on top, wait on turn like land so. When you see motor car like na tire, I like Uopia all helicopter they can without no problem.
Ahmed Karim Bangura of Ward 443 said that they have been working very hard to meet some of the demands of the people, which includes constructing a bigger market for them.
We'll be open because the market where we get NGOs will get projects for make market for you at another community day. So even the NGOs don't pay the market people when them did it. So now we don't have for relocate them to another side or we can do the structure right now.
Over the years, Aberdeen and its environs has been one of the most attractive sites for tourists. As such, residents within the community looks forward to more developmental activities within their community. For Multimedia Plus Online TV, I am Odranian Bisano.
Welcome back. As we continue to take precautions to prevent and curtail the spread of the coronavirus, let's take some health advice on preventive ways of keeping ourselves safe. That's all we have time for in today's news broadcast on Multimedia Plus online television. But before we close, here is a recap of the headlines. Sierra Leone celebrates its 59th independence anniversary in the midst of coronavirus pandemic. Strong women, strong girls, in partnership with Beauty with Brains, donate sanitary pads to girls at Aberdeen Community. Ogu Farmers Association calls on government through the Ministry of Agriculture to empower farmers in the country. That's how we'll wrap up today's news broadcast. Thank you very much indeed for sharing your time with us. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Multimedia Plus online television for more updates, news broadcasts, programs and interviews. We are also on Facebook at Multimedia Plus. Please visit, like and share our page. Until we meet again next time, I have been your presenter, Eustace Victor Jones. Stay blessed, stay safe, and bye for now.